I thought it was a little bit appropriate and important for me to address the youth in the gay and lesbian community or kids that are questioning their sexuality. Um, it's really, really important to know that you're not alone in this. And it's really, really important to know that there are people who have been through it and who have had horrible, horrible things happen to them and they've risen above it. Being gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered, queer, any label that you want to associate yourself with, even though you don't have to associate yourself with a label at all if you don't want to, every single person has been through a struggle of some kind. And every single person has an opportunity to have an amazing life if they're willing to fight for what it is that's important to them and to show people that they are still themselves even though they may be identifying in a different way. When I was young, I was really, really brought up in a very religious household. My family was very religious, and, I came from a small town where the word gay didn't really apply to me. Like, nobody really discussed it. It wasn't really there like it is now in the media, and it wasn't really something that was acknowledged. So then when I moved to a bigger city and I was going to school, I thought that the reason why I felt so different from a lot of the other guys in my class was because of the fact that I was from a small town, I wasn't from the city, and that might be it. You know what I mean? It was just kind of one of those things where, oh, well, I'll fit in eventually, it's fine. And then people started calling me, names and slurs, and I'm not going to say which ones because I feel like giving those words power is not something that I want to do. So I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you've heard some of them and you've had some really terrible things said to you. What I can tell you is one of the most important things I ever did for myself when the name calling started, when all of these terrible, harassing things were said to me, was I just really started to educate myself on what that was, so that when a person were to use those things on me, I would be able to come back at them and educate them a little bit and let them know what was up. Now, sometimes that's not an option. Sometimes when you're confronted with those words, the best thing to do is walk away when you're young. It just, be as strong as you possibly can, but if you feel like you're in danger, it's okay to back off and find an adult and tell someone what's going on. Never ever be afraid to tell someone that you're being bullied or that you're being harassed because of the fact that you're different than someone else. That's what people are there for. Everyone gets bullied. Everyone does. And sometimes people can be really vicious. And a lot of the times when someone bullies you, it's because there's something going on inside of them that they can't get out. So they are going after the one person they think that they can attack. Sometimes people attack you because you're gay, because they're having feelings and they're confused and they don't know. There was times in my life where I contemplated suicide. I was put on several different depression medications, and I really wasn't that open about what was going on with me personally. Eventually, I started becoming a little bit more comfortable, and I made a decision to tell my cousin, and thank God he was there for me, and he helped me through a lot. So if you can find at least one person to confide in that you trust completely, even if it has to be outside your family, because your family may be very religious or you may not know how they're going to take it, you can find a friend. Or, you know what, contact the Gay and Lesbian Community Center. You can Google Gay and Lesbian Community Center with your city or your town that you live in, and you can find a resource for someone that you can talk to that can help you through this time. There are people every day that want to be there for you. They want to be able to pick up the phone and say, it's going to be all right, and give you tools to be able to deal with what's happening to you. The recent influx in a lot of younger men and women taking their lives really scares me because, like I said, I've been there. I was a cutter for a little while too because of the fact that I just didn't know how to deal with it. I felt numb and I hurt myself, and I will never do that again. That was such a dark place that I was in. You know, when my mom found out that I was gay, well, first, when my dad found out that I was gay, he put me in counseling. And then my mom found out a few months later, and our relationship just went south. It was terrible. And I ended up moving out when I was 16, living in a friend's basement. I worked a little odd job. I had barely enough money to put gas in my car to get to work, and the only time that I ate was when I had a pizza, but from work, because that's what they gave me. I got one free pizza per shift. So from there, I bounced around a lot. But one thing that I learned was, because I'm different and because there are so many things that I love about myself, I was able to kind of rise above all the things that I thought negatively about myself. And I started being more open to other people because I know what it's like to be discriminated against. I know what it's like to have those labels put on me. So who am I to use them on other people? So I got to meet a lot of really great people with that attitude. You know, always being open to learning about new cultures and new places, because you've gone through that, can only make you a stronger person. Going through all this now seems terrible, and it seems like there is no way out, and it will never end. But I guarantee you that if you can make it through it, you will be so much stronger than you ever thought you could. I've lived in several places around the country. I've lived in major cities. I've lived, in small towns. I've gotten to know new people. I've been myself and have grown into a person I never thought possible. I've been able to do things I never thought I was going to be able to do. And had I not accepted myself, I would have never been able to do that. One of the other reasons why I decided to come out of the closet in the first place was because I thought about, what if I date a woman? What if I were to lie to myself and everyone else, and I were to just get in a relationship with a woman and, fall in love and get married? Well, I think that that's something that works for some people, but for me, the way that I thought about it was, why would I ever take away an opportunity for someone else to be fully loved? Why would I take away an opportunity from a woman to find a man who can give her everything that she needs? Love completely. More than just emotional love, physical love too. Someone who really, really loves her in every way. I can't give that to a woman. I just can't do it. I can't. And the thought of lying and trying to live out this life that wasn't mine was selfish of me, and I just could not do it. So I made a decision, and was it a rough road? Yeah, it was real rough. It was, like I said, there were some times when I got into some situations that I wanted to give up so bad, but I never did. And as long as you can fight through high school, and you can be yourself, and you can get that strength from knowing that you're not alone in this, and that there are people that you can contact, then you'll be okay. You will be okay. There are so many people in the community that know your struggle. And no matter where you go in the United States, if you can find the center, the Gay and Lesbian Center, if you can find, if you're over the age of 21, you're dealing with this, if you can find a gay bar, go in, just, say hi, see what's up. If you let people know that you need help and you need resources, people are not going to turn you away if you're struggling. We're not going to. You're going to find some people who maybe think that they, have better things to do. But for the most part, if you ask the right questions to the right people, you will be okay. It gets better. It gets so much better. I mean, hell, you can barely tell, but I'm rocking purple highlights up in my hair. See this? Right here? You see any straight boys rocking purple hair? I don't think so. Okay? I think that I'm pretty fabulous the way that I am now. My sense of style and everything, it's me. Find your individuality. Find your individuality and embrace it. And be you. Be who you are. There is nothing sexier, in my opinion, than a man who knows who he is. Whether he's feminine and stylish or some kind of a jock, as long as you know who you are, that is attractive. There is no another than you who's as good as you are. Understand that. There's no one like you out there. You're an original. Everyone's an original. Embrace it. Because you might have something to offer the world that no one else has given. And if you take your life, or if you do something to yourself, or if you come into this closed environment, you don't let yourself be who you are. How is the world going to grow without your voice? It gets better. I promise you. And it's worth it. And I love you.